Hey everybody, what's happening? Like I said, I'm gonna keep doing this until I get better at it. I I bought a microphone. I don't know if it's gonna make a difference. It's this guy right here, really small. Um, I haven't tested it out, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully you can hear this. So what I wanted to talk about was last weekend and this weekend, a lot of riding. Last weekend, I went down PCH to Ventura and spent some time down there. Went down to Ventura Harley Davidson. And this weekend, oh, and last weekend also, I drove down to Huntington Beach Harley, which is like the biggest Harley Davidson dealership in California. And as soon as I walked in, there was like 3 rows of Harleys, probably about 20 or 30 bikes in each row. It's just gigantic. And the parts department and the clothing department all are out on the open floor. It's like walking into an auditorium. And so my ADHD kicked in. I couldn't focus on anything. I probably walked around the t-shirts. I had like 4 walls of t-shirts. I probably circled that thing like 100 times. I bought some Willie G front axle nut covers because why not? And put those on. And yesterday I went north on the 405, went over to the 5, went to Santa Clarita Harley Davidson, and then from there hopped on the 126 and went back up to Harley Davidson of Ventura, and then came home off of the highway. I took all the back roads. That was like a 4-hour day just riding around. So anyway, what I wanted to ask was, like, on these rides, especially going down PCH, because you pass this really famous stop called Neptune's Net, and that's where all the Harleys stop and everybody eats breakfast or lunch or whatever. But as I'm riding down PCH especially, I noticed like so many different kinds of Harleys, like, well, mainly like the road glides and the street glides, but a lot of softails and stuff. And it started making me thinking about my night train and my street glide. Other than just cosmetic modifications, like on the street glide I have the Willie G floorboards and a couple other things. On the night train it's fully decked out with Willie G stuff. I don't really do a whole lot of stuff to the engine. It's mostly just cosmetic updates. Like I changed the voltage regulator and stuff like that, but no big deal, right? Oh, and the wiring harness, I guess I do a lot, but whatever. My question is, so when you guys get a Harley or Harleys that you've had, do you like to customize them? It sounds like a loaded question, but I'm serious. Do you like to customize them like cosmetically, or do you like to get into the engine and do, like, the cam plate and the cam tensioner upgrades if you have one, tires, wheels, that kind of stuff? So, or do you like to keep them relatively stock, like, just stock Harley Davidson, nothing's modified? Because I'm kind of on the fence. So I love modifying the night train and the street glide, but my friend gave me a Heritage Softail, an '05. He gifted it to me, and somebody had completely torn it apart and fabricated some stuff for it and bobbed it out. And it looked cool. It just didn't ride that well, you know. And so after he gave it to me, I thought, I want to do a project. I want to see if I can put this back to stock. So I started that project, and eventually I did. I'll put some pictures up, but I even painted the bike myself. I had to find, it had these really cool tank decals that you can't find anywhere. So I got in touch with a guy in Pakistan, and he actually made them for me as close as he could get them. But they turned out really good. So stuff like that rebuilding a bike or putting a bike back from modified to stock. I like that a lot. So anyway, long way to get around my question. So are you team stock, or are you team customize, or are you somewhere in between? So post down in the comments and let's start a conversation. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Thanks.